Hello, this is Andy Graham of Digital Nomad Traveler and hoboontheroad.com. I'm doing something that's quite dangerous right now for my computer. I'm doing a Windows update. Windows Update has been a very dangerous thing for my computer for the last 14 years of my travels. Sometimes it doesn't work and it causes more problems than it used to, than it thinks. So what would happen is like say 10 years ago, I think I was in Peru or something in South America, and I did a Windows update and it didn't work and it caused a problem, and I actually needed to take it to a tech to have it fixed. And being that I was in a foreign country, there wasn't a way to do it. So I don't know, I must have learned about 12, 13 years ago, don't leave on Windows updates. So I always keep them off, whatever. But the trouble with this is that when you're doing a Windows update, now it's not so dangerous. But the thing is that there's two things that you need to anticipate as a digital nomad traveler. One is a breaking internet connection, and the other is breaking electricity. So I had a friend that had to reformat his whole hard drive or something like that, he said, because while he was in a Starbucks or something, his battery went dead on his computer while he was allowing it to do updates. Well, this is what you want: the electricity stable, you want it plugged in, and you want a very solid internet connection. Okay, I'm having a lot of troubles with Internet Explorer. It's not loading very fast, and I thought, well, I'll do the updates to maybe there's some kind of config problem with, I don't know, Internet Explorer 9. It's the year 2012 right now, so I'm doing it. This thing's got 67 updates it's adding right now. I haven't done it for 6 months. So I bought this computer in the United States, and I'm really proud of myself. I haven't done any updates, but because I have a very solid connection here in Bangkok, Thailand, and I have solid electricity, and I can let this thing run for a long time without playing around. I don't do things on the internet while I'm doing an update. I don't play on my computer. I don't configure things. I just let it do the update while it's doing it, because it needs to go in stable. Okay, it doesn't need your multitasking concept. Multitasking is really just the wanker way of living. Okay, multitasking means you do nothing correctly. Okay, do one thing at a time when you're working on your computer, especially if you're in the gotta stay in business mode. I run an online internet. We have 100 websites, and I run 100 websites from the 90 countries I visited on the planet. I'm now in the process of going to Ghana, then Cote d'Ivoire in Africa. I won't have good electricity or internet connection while I'm in those things, so I thought I'd do this update while I'm in Thailand, just mainly because the electricity was a little better, I suppose. I happened to accidentally find an internet connection in this Pranakorn hotel near Khao San Road. So all this led together. So when you're going to do one of these updates, you're going to have a very good Wi-Fi connection and solid electricity and have it plugged in. But Windows Update are very dangerous to a computer, because now I'm also in Thailand, and there's this thing called Pantip. And if I needed to, I could take the computer to Pantip and have somebody debug it and do it. So I'm not willing to do these things in very many places. I don't even want to do it in America. I mean, I'd rather do it in Thailand, because in America it might cost me $100 to fix this crazy thing if there's a problem. It's about optimizing your trip. You do things when it's optimal. You don't do it all the time. You have to choose the time when you're going to do something. You don't just let it run updates all the time. That's really the wanker way of doing things. What you do is you choose the optimum time to do things, and that's what I'm doing right now. Windows Update's a little safer than it used to be, and the computers, I have less trouble with adware and ad and spam and all that stuff. It's really less. Now, for you guys that are on the Macs, I think that's easy. You won't be able to find a Mac dealership hardly in Africa, so if you're really out of luck if you have a Mac and you're traveling the world. Yeah, a lot of people say Mac, but the trouble is they really aren't traveling. That's the difference. I'm really traveling, and I'm really in different places, and I do. Definitely don't buy a Dell computer. They don't have them in every place on the planet. They don't just... What you need is an HP, maybe a Sony now might work, and that's about it. Hewlett-Packard or Sony are the only ones I can think of. There's a couple brands out of China or something that are taking over. It's not Asus. But Windows Update are dangerous to your computer. Only do them, again, when you have stable electricity and stable internet Wi-Fi. Don't probably you do it on a USB modem or anything like that. And always keep them shut off. And then you hopefully won't have any config problems. Thank you. This kind of stuff, you don't want to have your computer shutting off or the electricity cut or anything like that by accident. It's going to do this as it's shutting off, and it's probably going to do this as it turns back on. It's going to reload the new updates. So these updates can take quite a long time sometimes. Maybe it could take an hour. But you don't want any electricity problems when this is happening.